Okay, so Chapter 4, Lesson 7, divide fractions. So our objective for today is I will be able to divide fractions. That's Chapter 4, Lesson 7. We are going to finish this notes today, so stay busy, stay focused. Last time, Chapter 4, Lesson 7, your objective. I will be able to divide fractions. Part 1, divide by a fraction. Remember, we will not divide, we will multiply by the reciprocal. So real quick, remember, leave the first number alone. So whether you're saying leave, change, flip, or I will not divide, I will multiply by the reciprocal, the first one stays. So letter A, 1/2 divided by a third. I will not divide, I will multiply by the reciprocal. If I do that, you should get 3/2. Does not reduce, we are finished. I want you to pick, do you like leave, change, flip? Because you literally, every time you have two fractions and you're dividing, you leave, you change, you flip. Or you can rehearse saying, I will not divide. I will multiply by the reciprocal. Again, it doesn't matter to me which one you do. Find one, like it, and do it. At this point, I would like to give you about 5 minutes to finish the front side of this page. Now, if you're talking, you can't do it. If you're distracted and just staring off into space, you can't do it. We have to get through this. Please take the next 5 minutes or less and finish the front side of this page by leave, change, flip, or I will not divide. I will multiply by the reciprocal. All right, please pause the video, and then I'll show all the answers once you press play. Okay, please take a couple minutes and check over all of my answers. Try to see if you flipped the wrong fraction. Leave the first, change the middle sign, flip the last fraction. So if you flip the wrong one, you're going to get the wrong answer, so check that. Make sure you reduced if you could. If you cross-canceled, I did that in red, so you could see that, but you could still see my numbers in black underneath if you needed to. You don't have to show the exact same work as me, but your answer should be the same, and there should be a path that I can follow to get your answers. Now, it's totally possible I did one of these wrong, so feel free to discuss it with your neighbor in case one of these is wrong, so we can change it and change it in your notes. But I think they're all right, but we'll see. When you're finished checking them over, flip the page over, we'll start the back. On the back, part 2, dividing a fraction by a whole number. Well, we can't do that. We can only divide fractions with fractions. And in another thought, we should never divide fractions. We should leave, change, flip, or we should not divide. We should multiply by the reciprocal. So our directions here are, remember to put any whole numbers over 1 first. So, letter A, 5/7 divided by 10. Well, 5/7 I'm going to leave. I'm even going to show lots of work for this one. Divided by 10/1. I'm not allowed to divide. I should not divide. I'm going to leave. I'm going to change, and I'm going to flip. When I multiply now, I get 1 times 5 is 5. Again, we're still always multiplying. Top to top, bottom to bottom. 7 times 10 is 70. If that doesn't reduce, we're done. However, numerator and denominator both end in a 0 or a 5. That means 5 can go into that. So if I divide both of those by 5, this would reduce to 1 over 14. Now this policy is going to stay the same for the rest of these. I will not divide. I will multiply by the reciprocal. I think you're ready to handle the rest of these. Again, both of these 2 lessons today were 5th grade material. We're just reviewing them before we move on. We can't divide fractions. We will leave, change, flip. This year, it might be better for your future if you use the word reciprocal. I will not divide. I will multiply by the reciprocal. Because again, in a couple months from now, this is going to get a little bit harder, and you're going to want to use the word reciprocal. So at this time, please pause the video, try the last 5 problems on your own, and when you're ready, press play, and I'll have the answers for you. Okay, please take a moment, check my work, check your answers. I did skip steps because I know a lot of you are ready to move on and move quicker. So if I'm going to leave, change, flip, or not divide, multiply by the reciprocal, I'm going to leave the first fraction alone every time. I'm going to change the symbol, and I'm going to flip the fraction. If you needed to show more work, there's nothing wrong with that. Show as much as you need. These are your notes. You need to access them every day. Look at them every day, every week, every month to study from. So the more you show, the more likely you'll be to remember what you did. But if you remember this, then there's no need to. Okay, last problem is a word problem. Letter G. Ramon is making party favors. He is dividing 3/4 pound of almonds into 12 packages. I hope you can read through that and see our expression. He is dividing 3/4 pounds of almonds into 12. Write and solve an equation to find how many pounds of almonds are in each package. So we're going to take what we start with. He is taking the 3/4 pounds and dividing it into 12 packages. Okay, in order for us to do this, we need to leave, we need to change, and again, if you need to write this in, go ahead and show that 12 over 1, and as we flip that, we get 1 over 12. I'm going to cross cancel. 3 goes into itself once, 3 goes into 12 4 times. Now multiply top by top, bottom by bottom. You should get 1 times 1 is 1. 4 times 4 is 16. This is a word problem, so we needed a label. Write and solve an equation to find how many pounds of almonds are in each package. Well, there's 1/16 of pounds. And again, you can word it as pounds of almonds as long as you have a label there. The rest of your class time is used to start your homework if there's any left. If there's not, feel free to replay either of the 2 videos. Make sure you're showing all of your work on your homework. Good luck.